Rainy days don't seem so wet. Stormy nights don't stay. From the moment that we met, you were worth the wait. Oh, this could be the best thing that I'll ever know. Talked for hours and never slept. Two silhouettes on the concrete steps. We watched the sun as it slowly crept from the horizon to the place we met. Oh, this could be the best thing that I'll ever know. Best thing that I'll ever know.
That's what hurts the most about the way you've let it end. Tonight you had my heart in your hands. Did you even think about me before you press send? The first lie is something I can get over, but the second one, you had your chance, yeah, you did not tell me the truth until I asked you, are you sure? Then you tore apart what we had, replaced me with a stranger in your bed. How will I ever trust you again? And do you even understand the hurt that you caused now runs through my veins? And I gotta deal with all of this pain. You can never say that I didn't care, 'cause you're the one that broke our pinky swear. Guess it's easy to say I had you under a spell, so you don't need to take a hard look at yourself. Just keep running and show no remorse. I guess that's always been part of your course. You called me crying and begging to pick you up. Was that just you making use of my foolish love? 'Cause when I gave you what you need, you said that you could stand on your own 2 feet. Then you tore apart what we had, replaced me with a stranger in your bed. How will I ever trust you again? And do you even understand the hurt that you caused now runs through my veins? And I gotta deal with all of this pain. You can never say that I didn't care, 'cause you're the one that broke our pinky swear. Always remember the day that we met, but that version of you only lives in my head. I'm learning to let it go. I just wanted you to know I don't hate you, you're still in my heart. I'll always believe we're made of the same stuff. So when you end up hitting that wall, you'll know just who to call.